Hello, in this lecture you will learn how to access the form data, the form values on the request. Now, as you can see, we are now in the .cshtml file, and we have the code, the JavaScript code that sends a request with form data and then retrieves the request, retrieves the response data. And here, as you can see, we have the form data variable in JavaScript, and then we are already setting the data as test value 1, tst1, and test value 2, tst2. So the first ones are the keys, and then the second ones are the values. Also, one thing to note, if you are using JavaScript, set may not work on all browsers. Some browsers may not support set, so you can use append, that is append. So that's one thing to note. And now let's move on to the controller. Again, the test controller as usual. And we will create a very simple route. So let's do route like that. And then let's call this one API test 1. Very simple route, and it's actually a very simple thing to do to retrieve those responses. We won't do anything elaborate here. We will just create a method, public method, with string return, and then let's call it test. Simply test. And now we will declare a couple of string variables and right away assign form values to those variables. So let's say string val1 equals, and to get the form data, the form values, whichever word you prefer, you do request and then you do form. So it's very similar to the query string where you did request query. Instead of query here, you have word form. So then it's exactly the same thing. You need the key. You insert the key. And the key was test value 1. And as you can see, you close that up and you have your variable. So let's do that again. Let's declare a string. Let's call this one val2 equals request form and then test value 1. As you can see, this is very easy to do. You can retrieve all kinds of requests like that. Now we can do a simple return. Let's do return val1 plus val2. As you can see, it is again very easy. So let's just launch the browser and see how it works. So it's pretty much the same as a query string. Just remember, instead of query, you do form. These are two different things, although they can look very similar. So now let's just click the test button, and you can see that we are in fact getting those responses. We are getting tst1 and then tst1 again. So let's see if that is supposed to happen. Probably not. We have tst1, tst2 here. But as you can see in our controller, I have made a mistake. I made a mistake in my key names. The one is test value 1 and the second one is again test value 1. If it was 2, it would return the appropriate value, so we won't get into fixing that. There's no point in doing that. We will just move on to the next topic. And with that, I will conclude this lecture.